Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
And thank you. And welcome to our Blue Ribbon celebration today. God has truly blessed us at St. Augustine Catholic School. Just imagine, there are over 120,000 public and private schools in the United States. And the United States Department of Education named only 269 out of 120,000 schools to be named as Blue Ribbon schools. Now, how does that make everybody feel? Good. And you know, we were one of only 50 Catholic schools in the nation to be named a Blue Ribbon school. How does that make everybody feel? We truly have a school to be proud of here at St. Augustine's. Everyone in this room played some role in us getting that Blue Ribbon distinction. Student, parent, teacher, administrator. If you're in this room right now, you should feel real good in your heart right now because you played a role in us becoming a Blue Ribbon school. It's nice to see so many parents in the back of the room. Thank you for coming today. And as a representative of our school parents, I wanted to extend our gratitude to the teachers, to the students, to the administration, the school board, the staff, to Father John, especially to our principal, Mrs. Pat Schratz, for their tremendous dedication and effort that has gone into earning this distinction for our school. As a parent, today and every day, we can say with heartfelt pride, our children attend St. Augustine Catholic School. Today, we are going to hear from teachers, we're going to hear from students who are going to talk about what the Blue Ribbon means to them. We are also honored to have Dr. McGraw Edmondson, our Superintendent of Catholic Schools for the Archdiocese of Baltimore, with us today, and we'll hear from Dr. Edmondson. But first, let me introduce our principal, and let's get everybody on their feet right now. For Mrs. Patricia Schratz.
As we begin, so let us all very grateful that you are here to be with us, the students, teachers, and staff of St. Augustine School. We're very honored to have people sitting up here with me, particularly our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Father Edmondson, and pastor, delegates. So we're really thrilled that everyone is here today. Words cannot express how thrilled I am that St. Augustine School has been selected for the 2012 National Blue Ribbon School Award. It is a tremendous affirmation of the dedication, hard work, and commitment of everyone in our school community. I am grateful for the work of all those who came before us, particularly the service of the School Sisters of Notre Dame, who devoted their entire lives to educating and forming young people in our faith. I am appreciative of the pastors, parishioners, alumni, friends, and grandparents who support us through their prayers and generosity. I applaud the parents who make many sacrifices to ensure that their children are educated not only in body, mind, and heart, but also in spirit. I am humbled every day to witness the energy, effort, and faith of our teachers and staff who believe in our mission and above all in each and every student. Finally, I am honored to serve these children. St. Augustine School is a blue ribbon school of excellence because here the children really do come first, and every teacher truly believes and lives this. Coming first does not mean the children are coddled, indulged, nor entitled. Rather, it means that we have high expectations for each and every one of them. We believe that God has endowed every child with gifts, and everyone's gifts are important and contribute to the good of all. We believe that teaching children to be people of good character, to be trustworthy, responsible, respectful, fair, people of good citizenship, and caring. Those traits are as important as teaching children how to read, and write, and think. We have reached our goal of becoming a blue ribbon school, but it is not an end in itself. We have set a high standard for the students who come to learn and the teachers and staff who serve them. That standard is now recognized and stands as a model for others. Although we have reached a goal, we will never be finished striving to be. I'm going to invite Mr. Bill Mooney, our current school board chairman, to help me unveil the banner. Providing Catholic education since 1857. Students in grades 1 to 8 wrote about what makes St. Augustine a blue ribbon school to them. And I wish that we had time to read every single paragraph and essay, because what the children shared was not only heartwarming and affirming, it really was, again, confirmation that we have a common experience here, a common experience of being in a nurturing, exciting learning environment. And so we have selected 3 students to read what they have written, representing the primary team, the intermediate team, and the middle school team. And it's with great pleasure that I introduce you to them. And I will, ask all 3 of them to come forward. They are Connor Shulo. Connor is in 3rd grade.
It's an award-winning school to me because of the extraordinary staff, wonderful teachers, and the best principal, in my opinion, and great students. We are very strict, but that helps our good behavior. We have a very good cook. I think our school deserves the blue ribbon.
We now have Emmanuel Morales.
St. Augustine is a blue ribbon school because we get a good education and have fun doing it. At St. Augustine, everyone is accepted for who they are. The effect of that is that there is hardly any bullying. There are nice and caring teachers at St. Augustine and an awesome principal. Since I've been here, I just love it. Here we encourage people to live like Christians. Also, we have a special event like Race for Education and the spring fling. We also have delicious hot lunch. All this makes St. Augustine a Blue Ribbon School.
8th grader Rachel Shoebrook.
Why does St. Augustine deserve the Blue Ribbon Award? I know why. Before I came to St. Augustine, I was picked on by other kids, but when I came here in 6th grade, everybody treated me with respect. They were nice to me and accepted me into the school. After going to St. Augustine's for only 3 years, I feel like I've been going here since kindergarten. At St. Augustine's, there are also many other things that make the school great. The teachers are very nurturing and they get to know us very well. They help us when we do not understand something in class. The teachers do their best to make sure that we are comprehending what we learn. Mrs. Schratz is a wonderful principal. She cares for every individual that walks into the school and she makes everyone feel at home. There are many extracurricular activities at St. Augustine School, such as Quiz Bowl. This past year, our Quiz Bowl team went to Chicago and they came in 36th place out of 200 schools all over the country. There is also Math Counts, which enhances our math skills. Another great club is Rachel's Friends. The club helps one another to be kind and care for each other. The club was started by Rachel Joy Scott, who died in the Columbine High School shooting. She wanted everyone to be treated fairly and to not get bullied, which is what we have learned in Rachel's Friends. In addition to the wonderful clubs here at St. Augustine's, we have sports. There are basketball teams for boys and girls of each age. We also have track, which accepts boys and girls. Last but not least, we have cheerleading. Our cheerleaders place very well in the competitions they did this past year. We also go on amazing field trips such as North Bay, Gettysburg, embassies of other countries, and the National Archives. At St. Augustine's, we have great events such as the book fair, which allows us to buy books and to enhance our reading skills. Each month, we have a family dinner on one of the Fridays of the month, which allows us to talk and have fun with our friends and family. We also get a wonderful dinner. Even though I am in 8th grade, I still get recess because the staff believes that getting fresh air and a break from class is a necessary thing. But the most important thing is that St. Augustine's has a wonderful, loving, nurturing, and caring community that makes everything better. That is why I am present here at St. Augustine's today.
All our students stepped up to speak at our Blue Ribbon School today. I'd like to now introduce our 8th grade teacher, one of our assistant principals, Mrs. Barbara Madeira.
I am very proud to be standing before you today as the youngest graduate of St. Augustine School in my family of 5. My 3 older brothers and 1 older sister also attended St. Augustine's. All of us continued our educations at surrounding Catholic high schools, which opened doors to highly competitive colleges and successful careers. However, that is not my only connection to St. Augustine School. I believe so strongly in its mission and its leadership that I have sent my own children to St. Augustine's and am beginning my 11th year here as a middle school teacher. As a faculty member, I witness daily acts of kindness, dedication, and hard work by my colleagues. I have been impressed and humbled by the level of caring and commitment that my peers show their students and parents every single day. It appears as if they have an endless supply of ideas, patience, and energy. St. Augustine's teachers arrive early, they stay late, they plan, they email parents on weekends and holidays, attend and support our students at basketball, cross-country, band, cheerleading, quiz bowl, math counts, and Rachel's Friends. It is a privilege to work with these truly faith-filled professionals. But the reason we are all gathered here today is because of our wonderful students. Our students set us apart from the rest and truly make St. Augustine's a blue ribbon school. Academically, our students consistently perform in the top 25% in the nation. More importantly, our students are kind, they're helpful, and compassionate. whether we have guests visiting our school or when we go on field trips. The response is always the same. Your students are the best behaved and most mannerly that we have ever seen. St. Augustine School is a blue ribbon school because it embodies the true meaning of teamwork. Through the convergence of tireless efforts and support, the parents, administration, teachers, and students can celebrate this auspicious award. Thank you.
We have our Superintendent of Catholic Schools for the Archdiocese of Baltimore, Dr. McGraw Edmondson.
Good afternoon. I'm so pleased to be with you today. I have a little hint for the students who are here, that if you're asked to speak, volunteer to go first, because it's tough to be the person who comes after the unveiling of the flag, the students' heartwarming speeches, and the alumni, parent, teacher, and assistant principal to speak. But I'll do my best. But I think my words will really echo the things that you've already had said or have heard said about St. Augustine's. Last Friday, upon the announcement of this year's Blue Ribbon honorees, the U.S. Secretary of Education, Arne Duncan, had this to say about Blue Ribbon Schools of Excellence. She said, "The Blue Ribbon schools are the best of what our country has to offer. They are models for schools across this nation. Great schools don't happen by chance. Great schools happen by design." St. Augustine's Catholic Elementary School is one of those great schools. Of the thousands and thousands of schools across this nation, as we've been reminded, only 269 schools in 40 states were chosen for this honor. St. Augustine's is your Blue Ribbon School of Excellence. What is it about St. Augustine's that distinguishes it from others? I believe it is a community of teachers, parents, and students led by a principal who believe that every student should be given the opportunity to realize his or her full potential. I believe that it is a community that welcomes all different kinds of learners and celebrates their God-given gifts and talents. St. Augustine School is a place that sets the bar high, but when needed, gives the student that little extra boost or even a lift to reach the highest rung of that ladder of success. St. Augustine's Catholic Elementary School is not only a place of exemplary achievement, it is a place where children each day experience the presence of God in a community of faith. I am so pleased to share my words of congratulations to each and every one of you. And I speak on behalf of Archbishop William Lori, who, when informed by me last week, with the biggest of smiles said how wonderful this news was, how very excited and how very proud he was to have yet another one of the schools of the Archdiocese of Baltimore be recognized as a school of excellence. I want to especially thank the school's principal, Mrs. Schratz, and your pastor, Father Wiliamson, for their leadership through their example as champions of Catholic education. Ensure that this school is and will continue to be a place of excellence. On behalf of the Archdiocese of Baltimore, the Department of Catholic Schools, students, teachers, principals, and staff members throughout the Archdiocese, I thank you for your hard work. I thank you for your commitment to excellence. I thank you for inspiring each and every one of us. Thank you.
In her remarks, talked about the school systems being the cornerstone, foundation of this school for so many years. And I wanted to introduce you to some of the dignitaries that have joined us here today. And we couldn't start with anyone but first introducing Sister Gertrude Marie. Thank you for your service. representing all the districts that have walked through these halls and the prior buildings over all those years. Thank you, sister. We also have with us today State Delegate Steve DuBois. Steve? Thank you for joining us. Earlier you met School Board Chairman Bill Mooney. Let's give Bill a round of applause. With us today is our Pastoral Council President, Ron Exepo. Ron. And now I'd ask you to all get on your feet for our pastor, Father John Wiliamson.
As the pastor, I usually am accustomed to getting the last word, but as Dr. Edmondson said, I'm not sure in this case that that's necessarily the easiest thing to do. I was thinking today how blessed I have been in my 12 years as a priest that in this now my 5th assignment, each and every parish I've been privileged to serve at has had a Catholic school. And as a priest, I count that as a huge blessing from God, because it has always been in the Catholic school, in the hallways, in the classrooms, in the lunchroom, and even on the playground, that the children have kept me grounded in not only my vocation, but in what the church is all about. And St. Augustine's has been no exception to that. Over the last year and a half, I've learned so much from our students, whether it has been teaching the middle school children religion, whether it's been trying to sneak a cookie from them during lunch. Some lessons have been more profound than others, such as when the bells go off. I've also learned that maybe the race for education is not the best idea to run in Italian dress shoes, or that I am not as young as I would like to think I am when I'm playing football with the 8th grade boys. But this school has and continues to be one of the greatest highlights of my day. Whether it's being in a budget meeting or being downtown in a board meeting for hours, it is always a great joy to come and walk through the halls and talk to the children and overlook what they're doing. That keeps me grounded and reminded of the innumerable blessings that God has not only poured out on this community, but especially on this school. And today, as we celebrate the conferral of the blue ribbon, I want to say that this reiterates and confirms for me something that I discovered a year and a half ago when I was privileged to be named the pastor of St. Augustine's. And that is what an excellent school, community, and student body we have been blessed by God to have. And today, as we celebrate the conferral of this blue ribbon, I know in my heart, and I think in a lot of yours, it confers something we already knew, that this is truly a special place and a special community. But there are many people we need to thank for that. First and foremost is our wonderful principal, Mrs. Schratz, her assistant principals, our extremely dedicated and committed faculty, our parents, our alumni, and our, most especially, as Mrs. Madeira said, our students themselves. So we thank all those people who have committed to this. We also thank all those people whose foundation we build on. As Frank recognized Sister Gertrude, and the years of dedication from the School Sisters of Notre Dame. The years of dedication from so many people, from my predecessor pastors, countless teachers and parents, so many people who have gone into giving of themselves and giving of their faith and their hearts that we now celebrate today. As pastor, I cannot tell you what a great privilege and a great joy it is today to be here for this celebration, as we recognize all the wonderful gifts that St. Augustine's has received, and we recognize what a phenomenal institution and school St. Augustine's is. So we give thanks to God for that, and we give thanks to all those who have given so generously of themselves to give us the great celebration that we have today. So in the name of Mrs. Schratz, the school board, and of the parish, I want to thank all of you, because you also are extremely responsible for all that we do today. So if I could also have the students stand, as well as the faculty, I think we need to congratulate them as well. And everyone, I want to thank all of you for your attendance today at this wonderful celebration of St. Augustine.